say, but they're quite large, almost like the size of a pigeon. And they're like, almost have this camouflage style, like coloring on their feathers, and then under their wings is like all yellow or orange or red, depending on where they are. It was so nice. I call them chicken flickers because they're like so shy. They always fly away. You remember 32 vaguely? Oh, hush, hush now. I mean, I've always thought back is like, what a cool thing. As long as the internet and like computers and stuff stay the way it is personally, I always like to look back on like my videos that I do online and like recall what I've done. So that is something cool that I'm really proud of being able to do. You're old. So that way, like, let's say in 10 years, you don't know how your life is gonna change in like 10 years. Well, hopefully the internet's around and YouTube exists and like I can still go back and be like, what? I did that? That's hilarious. And just laugh at myself. Because that's what we should all do, is just like laugh at ourselves. Nothing too serious. Okay, we're gonna get cooking. That's my intro for today, kind of hilarious. And we're cooking like some of my favorite things today. This is one of my favorite desserts that we're making. And I had almost all the ingredients in-house to make it, other than I got gluten-free graham crackers for the crust for the dessert. So I'm just gonna post the recipe. It's called Pineapple Delight. They called it Pineapple Dream Dessert on this one that I found, but this is definitely the closest recipe to what it would be. And it's such a simple dessert. So I had leftover pineapple in the fridge as well as cream cheese. And so I just had to pick up a liter of whipping cream because I don't eat Cool Whip. If you do, by all means. I used to love it when I was young. Just literally eat it straight out of the freezer. It's like ice cream. But yeah, I only picked up whipping cream and then the graham crackers for the crust. And I already had butter. It's so, so delicious and so simple. So we'll make that maybe first thing so that it can firm up in the fridge and then we can taste it together. And then for like our lunchy or let's say early dinner, we are going to mill some grits using the Incarcerum. I have a grain mill attachment and I looked it up and you can mill corn. That's always something you should do with your mills, is like see what they're actually capable of milling, just so that you don't wreck it. The link's deleted? What do you mean? I opened it and it was good. Is it not working on your browser? You want shrimps? Oh, I'm just gonna turn my fan on. So like our hood vent over the stove, if it gets like breezy outside, the fan on the inside of the vent rattles and it sounds like someone's like stomping upstairs. It's so annoying. But if you like turn the fan on, obviously it doesn't do that. I got some really big shrimps too. These were on sale this week. I was so happy. Did I just like leak shrimp juices into there? No, but I saw there was like a little hole up here. So really nice ones. It's from the brand Sequest. I don't know how good it is, but it is what is BAP certified. Best Aquaculture Practices certified. So you can feel good about that. And so it was $7 for 300 grams of shrimp, just so that you can kind of like convert that to a portion size. 150 grams is 5 ounces. And you don't really need more than 5 ounces of protein in any meal. Maybe it's your phone, because like the link worked for you guys, right? I know some browser pages are kind of like funky. Sometimes they block the link. I don't know why that is. But yeah, look at how big these are. So the size is 16 to 20 per pound. And then I'm just gonna peel like the outside shell part off, and then we'll marinate this with the chili and garlic. But I'm gonna save those shells. I'm gonna make a shrimp broth or something for myself, or usually I just like save the shells, put them in a container in the freezer for next time I make a broth or something like that. So I haven't decided yet whether I want to cook all of those or like save some to cook later in the week. You party Tucson, Arizona? Okay, I'll go let that girl know. Sequest is pretty good, Jacob. That's cool that you've had that brand before. You like the cod from them? Yeah, so I'm just trying to not spend a ton of money on groceries. I don't know about like where you guys live, but it is so expensive to buy like nice fresh ingredients in Canada. I spent $80 on 2 small grocery bags this week, and just for like cost comparison, my 2 proteins I bought were only $17 of that $80 total. It's like, what? That's like $20 more than I spent, or sorry, $30 more than I spent the previous week. For what reason? I honestly don't know, because I basically bought the same amount of stuff. You're 38. I'm gonna be 33 in March. But everyone always thinks I'm so much younger than that. When I say Sequest, it sounds like I'm saying Seacrest. You're like, what is Kate saying? Sometimes I do have a little lisp. It's how my tongue is. I don't know about you guys, but my tongue is like not like everyone else's tongue is like not attached like how mine is. So I was actually supposed to have a speech impediment, but I got away with it. So that's why sometimes I talk a little bit funny. Cookie, good to see you. The list gets smaller every week and the prices just go higher. I couldn't figure out where the extra $30 on the tab came from. And that was me like looking at home at all the flyers before I even went to the store. Just craziness, honestly. Okay, let's write up a little listy-roo. Pretty simple stream today, I'm gonna say. 2 dishes with like not a ton of ingredients. And here in Canada, grits aren't very popular. So I had to go find the corn from an African market. That's actually quite close to me now where we're living. And so it's very coarse corn for the grits, which I was saying yesterday on stream that I have cooked them this coarse. They're really nice and like chewy and meaty when you like put the cheese into it. So it was so good for breakfast. But I want to test the Incarcerate mill and like see if we can at least cut this size in half. So I don't mind texture in my grits. I definitely don't want to make it as fine as cornmeal because I already have that in my pantry. But yeah, here in Canada, grits aren't really a thing. So that's like a southern thing. And then the first time I've ever had this dish was actually in Portland. Is the restaurant called The Screen Door? I was told to go here from another food streamer at the time that like brought us around Portland on like a food adventure day. The Screen Door. And like it was good, but since I have made my own shrimp and grits at home, I actually like making it myself better. I don't know why that is. Yeah, The Screen Door. It was so good though. Wonder if I can find the menu price of this dish online. Oh, they have 2 now? I'm pretty sure I went to the East Side one. You went to us? What is that? Sacrist? Is that how you're supposed to say it? Middle school gravy on French fries is a thing. Hi, Valk. Good to see you. Welcome in, friends. Okay, dinner menu. And this restaurant was so popular in Portland that you had to line up outside of it before it even opened. Like we got there 30 minutes before it opened and there was already 10 people in line. Because at the time you couldn't make reservations. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Did they not even have it on here anymore? I don't even think they have the shrimp and grits on the menu. But yeah, that's my story about having shrimp and grits once. You probably, like, seriously have grits at least once a week. Yeah, if you have butter and cheese in the fridge, you should always make it, right? I'm excited. I have mini cheeses that we can use up today. We'll probably do 2 different cheeses. One like creamier and one saltier. I'm doing good, Valk. A little bit like sleepy these last few mornings. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the weather changing. But yeah, I'm feeling good this morning. Excited for a stream. Pecorino Romano. I think I'm gonna do some of the Havarti again since it's opened, as well as the aged Gouda. Because the Gouda is like basically Parmesan at this point. Because it's cold, yeah, and like I sleep in a pretty cold room too. Because it's just better for you. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's feeling that. And like I've been going to bed early too. Interesting. Okay, let's make this list and then we'll get going. I think we'll mill the grits first. Turn down my music too much. And we'll mill the grits first so that it's done and ready to go. And honestly, maybe even just marinate the shrimp after that and put them in the fridge. And then from there, we'll make our dessert, let it firm up, and then we'll focus on our main course. You had polenta once when you ate at Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas. I still need to go there. You adore cream of wheat, but you've never had grits before. You'd love to try it. Where are you again, yet it is? Are you in the States? Because, like, if I can find the corn here in Canada, I'm sure there's somewhere where you live that you can find it too. Okay. So, our grits. We have to mill the corn. And then let's say we'll just like get all the dairy together for the grits. I'm gonna cook them like in water first, let's say. Maybe a little bit of veggie stock or something in there. And then we'll finish it with all of the dairies instead. You're in Wisconsin, so you should be able to find some grits in your life then. I got mine from an African market. Maybe that's the place to look. And then we also have to keep in mind, like, depending on how coarse or fine we mill the grits, that's how long it's going to take to cook them. So the coarser the grits are, the longer it's going to take. So that's also an advantage of us milling it finer. I mean, yes, we're taking time to mill it, so maybe it'll just equal out in the end. Whatever. We're having fun. Okay, this is what it says as well. In some regions of the country, grocery stores offer full shelves of grits, from instant or quick cooking to stone ground, and even an option between yellow and white. So those are white, for sure. Those are white grits. Other stores will offer limited options, but don't be dissuaded or like thrown off is what that word means. If the name on the package says polenta or cornmeal with no mention of grits, the most important factor is that you're buying a stone ground corn or like a milled corn of some sort. 'Cause I don't know if that's stone ground. I don't think that makes that much of a difference. And then it says, here's some brands. I'll copy this in chat because maybe you can find those brands in the States. They say those brands make grits. It says, be sure to avoid quick cooking or instant grits, which will just turn mushy when used with like the simmering technique that we're doing today. And then you want to avoid bags or canisters that are mass-produced grits because they'll have a more sandy and gritty texture, which we definitely don't want. So be careful with your cornmeal. Like if it's not a stone ground, you're not gonna get the same texture from it, just so you're aware. Because it actually has to be like milled. This is what it says. Single most important step in cooking cheese grits, beyond buying the right kind of grits first, is soaking them prior to cooking, which allows them to cook more quickly and evenly. While you can soak the grits overnight as you would like the dried beans that we've been doing, there's a quicker way that we use more often. So instead of leaving them on the counter to soak for hours, we cover the stone ground cornmeal in salted water and bring it to a boil. Once the water boils, remove the pot from the heat and set it aside for 15 minutes to soak. Okay, so let's definitely do that step. So boil, salt, and then soak 15 minutes. I like this. They cook like how I would cook. Yeah, right? This is intriguing. Sounds like they know what they're doing. After the grits soak, bring the same pot to a boil slowly over moderate high heat until it's creamy. So you don't even have to strain the water. And at this point, that's why like we always make our dairy and everything else going in the grits first, because this goes quick. When you go to cook corn, same with a polenta, you always need those things pre-measured, because when you go to add it at the end, yeah, you have to be like ready to go, and you're really stirring the whole time. So you can't be like running around different places in the kitchen with like a chicken with your head cut off. So always have your stuff ready to go, because you don't really want to leave the pot when it's simmering, because it can burn, and it's literally like molten lava is the other thing. Anything that's starchy, same with like potatoes, pasta, anything sugary too, when it gets hot, it gets really sticky, and if you get it on yourself, it's painful. So just be careful. This sounds good. Yeah, so they're kind of like, this is another way that I've had grits. At breakfast time, top it with cheddar cheese. You can even do scrambled eggs or a poached egg, crumbled sausage, or crispy bacon. But we're doing more like the dinner style. So like a low country classic shrimp and grits, it says. Okay, so I'll write down those steps. Boil, salted, and soak. Return to boil and finish, let's say. It looks like they just garnish it with like butter if you want. I was planning on having like a little bit of the butter from the shrimp pan when we cook it. That's gonna be seasoned with the chili and the garlic to like kind of spoon over the grits and eat it all together. So kind of like a chili garlic oil made in the pan really quickly. Cheese grits with braised short rib. There's a lot of things that you can make with grits. It's good vegetarian, it's good with meats on it. Grits are really good with just like braised greens. And yeah, like grits and egg is a great combination, no matter how you like your egg, whether it's scrambled, poached, fried. Grits are like tofu, a carrier for other flavors, totally. Okay, so our shrimp, we'll just marinate. And then shrimp cook really quick, right? So we could almost have our grits done in the pot, and then we can focus on the shrimp because it'll be less than a 5-minute cook time on those. We'll just cook them in a cast iron pan. Don't overload the pan. So marinate and cook, and that's it. And then our dessert, I'm not really making any veggies today. We made a big veggie dish yesterday. Pleaser, how are you doing today, by the way? So dessert, we have to make our crust for the pineapple delight, and then we'll make the pineapple, which we have to crush in the food processor after the graham crackers. So crust, pineapple, let's say filling after that, and then chill it. Okay, that all sounds good. Mary's got an update. She's having some issues. Just woke up, walked out to check the mail. Anything good in the mailbox? I'm still waiting for my new phone. It's been 3 weeks since it said it shipped. And I now currently have a week to return the phone I have. So if like the new phone doesn't show up, I'm not returning my phone. Because, like, I'm not gonna be without a phone just because they're backed up on their end. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with it that way. Yeah, I was on the phone with the lady from TELUS yesterday for almost an hour. She had to call UPS and stuff. Okay, let's get this Encarus remote. I'm excited. We don't even use these appliances that often anymore. But they're always good to have, aren't they? Can trust them to always work properly. Let's set this up together. I'll show you how we do it. So we just plug the cord in. This is like almost the #1 reason why I love this machine too. It's because the cord comes off. And this is such like a generic cord that like if this breaks, well, your whole mixer is not broken and you can still just like buy this off Amazon, replace it, and you're good to go. So a lot of people don't realize how important it is to have like a detachable cord. So that's one thing I always found on the KitchenAid is like it kind of gets crumpled up at what should we say, the joint part where it meets the machine. This thing is still my baby for sure. It's Chrissy Dubs. Holy shnikey. Chad, I used to work with this human. What's going on, dude? I'm just gonna move my water over. We don't need that. It's cool, hey, Valk? Come to me. Haven't used this thing in a hot minute. It's probably a bit dusty. Don't judge me, okay? And I'll just leave that there. And this was actually bought from someone that watches the stream. I believe it was Norges. Not much. How am I? I'm doing good. Are you still working at the same spot? I'm literally like taking some dust even off the instructions. So I always keep the instructions for my attachments. Like one thing about a grain mill or anything that deals with like flour or grains is you always have to keep it like dry. So you can't just like throw this through the dishwasher. You just have to be very aware of how you keep it. And so I'll just like dust it off every now and then, let's see. You can see underneath. I think the last thing we milled in here was rice to make rice flour for stream. Just gonna give it like a little shake. And I'll show you how we put it on. You're still working there? That's amazing. Okay, so this goes like this. Is it on all the way? I couldn't tell. I think so. Then we twist this. I'm just gonna give it one more little swivel to make sure. We can always test it first, which is what I always do anyways. You don't want to go like so tight that we'll strip the thing either. Okay, so that's on, and then we flip this like this to create the mill to feed through. And I just wanted to show here is how you create your coarseness or fineness of whatever you're milling. I still owe you a game of Connect 4. I think I refunded you the points. So we always want to start the coarsest possible so you don't destroy your mill. You'll also see how, as I'm turning this, you'll have some numbers that pop out. And there it says stop, so we just stop there. So that's how you know that's as far as you need to turn it for the coarsest setting. I do have my wireless camera set up, so I think I'm gonna pop it the other way so you can see the grains coming through the bottom too. Just give me a sec. And then we'll probably do like 2 to 3 passes. But really, I've never done this before, so we'll see. We'll see how many we end up doing. Okay, other than like the cord in there, don't mind the view. I think it looks pretty good. Do I even have a proper thing? I think that looks good. We can also go like this. We can come down. Maybe that's better. Sure. And you'll know that I'm just working on the top part of it here. How's Samo? He's doing really good. He's working up in Nunavut right now. Okay, so here's our thing. It shows you how to put it on properly, which is really important. Fit the grain mill onto the machine, number 1 to 4. So we went all the way to 4, so it's super coarse. Yeah, I used to be working up there too, but I'm just taking a break. To use it, pour in what is to be ground. Max 1.2 kilos max you can pour in here. Run the machine on medium speed. Coarseness can be adjusting during operation, so that's cool. The mill's only designed for grinding grains, herbs, spices, seeds, mushrooms, beans, and coffee beans. And then I looked it up because it didn't say in here if I could use it for corn, and it said it could online from the Incarcerum site, so I felt good about that. And that's it, and then all the other pages are just in different languages. Okay, so let's see how much grits we need. We'll measure it out for the recipe and then go from there. And like, how much is this gonna make? I don't need to make 6 servings. I don't need 6 servings of grits, so we're definitely just gonna cut that in half. So we need 3/4 of a cup of stone ground grits. Imagine, Cookie. So 3/4 of a cup, that's not even much when you think about it. So you really have to think about like how much liquid this is going to absorb. I'm just gonna measure it out here. That doesn't even put a dent in this container. Ah. There's corn everywhere, for good measure. One might say it's a bit corny. That didn't even put a dent in this, and I still have a whole other one too. 1/4 cup per person? Ooh, I like this. I'm learning. Oh, and I wanted to say I have the cream cheese out for the dessert. It's just warming up behind me on the counter so that the food processor doesn't have to work too hard. Okay, and then we just want a bowl to put underneath here. Like, this is not that much volume at all. So what do I want to use for you guys to watch it? Will be the most satisfying. Usually just like a rimmed plate. Let's go old school. It's fun to watch it pile up. Can I push this down more? Yes. Yes is the answer. Okay, we got our plate there. Pour your thing in. It filled up like the whole tube. There's nothing even in the feeder. So this shouldn't take too long. And then we want the machine at medium speed. So first I always turn it on and then I turn it up afterwards. I don't know if we put it on enough. The mill? Because I don't hear anything turning. I knew there was an issue when we put it on. Okay, it's okay. I'll just fix it here. One crazy uncle. I thought it felt weird. Let me see. There. I just had to like slide it on more. I'm always like so gentle with the plastic pieces because you really don't want to break it. This just keeps turning. Let's see now. Chat? Chatty? Chatty chat? Hello? Did I break it? That's all it's going on. Maybe I just have to turn it a bit coarser. This feels better though. Hello? Hello? I'm about to give it up. Okay, come back here. Just a sec. Kate's got her angry voice now. Hello? It's definitely a user error thing, because, like, how would this just randomly break on its own? Pour it out. We came into using or learning to use a grain mill. Maybe the other thing is you can't put the grains in before it's running. I'm yelling at y'all. There's literally no other way. Chatto. Okay, I turned the thing that was inside of there to see if something was stuck. Okay, it feels like it's actually twisting on properly now. Oh. These are the moments where you understand why people don't do live cooking shows. Okay, let's see again. Are the grits not gritting? Not even close. Okay, it sounds like something's... It is stuck. Why is it stuck? Is there a piece of corn stuck? Imagine how long Food Network shows take to produce if you think about it. It was stuck, you son of a bee sting. But like, I wonder how long actually one 30-minute episode of Food Network takes. Okay, I think we did it. Oh my gosh, it actually went fully on. It went on. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Chat! Chat, I need everyone, this is really important, to say happy birthday to my favorite Finnish human. Love you, hope you have a great day. If you want me to make a cake, Sam, you have to ask him what kind of cake he needs on Thursday at the airport. I'll make one for him. My favorite Finnish human. Wait, a minimum... Oh, I thought you were saying for my milling. 2.5 hours for the finished product of a show. Thanks, chat. My favorite fish human. My favorite Finnish human. You can also move this back a bit. There, we're cleaning it up. Cleaning it up.
Thanks for the birthday wishes.
That's the cutest shit ever. You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna pour it in. We're just gonna put this underneath and then I'll squeeze the plate under. Let's go back to number 4 setting. And we're doing it live. So half speed. It's going. I turned it down a bit though. Oh my god. There's like shit flying. So the main part of the mill is plastic, but then like the actual milling part is all this metal. That was insane though. Did you see this? It was flying. Yeah, are we making popcorn right now? Okay, so we're gonna do another pass at that speed. It was like making popcorn, but there's no edible popcorn to be found. This is an adventure. Oh my god, was that loud, hey? It worked though. If we look at it, it's definitely starting to get more fine. You can see it. Oh, there's even more stuff underneath here. Yeah, I think we will switch to a bowl. I was just doing the plate so we could all see it. Really nice. But I think we'll just go with this white bowl. It's a lot closer to where the corn's gonna come out, and it shouldn't really bounce around as much. Okay, so I'm not changing the dial at all. We're gonna go with the same coarseness. Back on. Ugh, one sneaky little kernel. You wanna go closer? Turn this a bit finer if it's not doing anything. I think that's it. We'll pour it in again. I like just keeping this plate here because there's so much little like dusty bits. Or actually, we'll just switch it this way. Okay, let's turn it like pretty fine. I'll turn it down to 3 setting now. We'll see how that sounds. If it sounds too rough, we could always turn it back, right? Sounds good. Still flying everywhere. Cool. I think we'll probably go to like the 1 setting, but wow. Look at how much more fine that is if I show you like where we started with the original kernel. Look at those. Focus. It doesn't want to focus. But I think 2 more times and we should be good. That's fun. Okay, I'm gonna come back out a little bit. And yeah, there's still a little bit of stuff flying around, but not nearly like how it was before. Is there more stuff over here too? Just put that into my little plate before I add it. Okay, back on to medium speed. Oh, and I'll turn this. So now we're on 2 from 4 setting. The end. I'm gonna turn it finer for these little kernels that sneak through. Okay. I'm gonna turn it to 1 and then I think we're good to go. That's looking so much better. And how cool is that? Like, this is a thing that I want me to last, like, the rest of my life, this mill. Because you can use this for a lot of things, like they said. That's looking pretty proper. Hey, 1 more pass just for the couple of larger kernels kicking around. I'll turn it right on the 2 line. Not all the way. You can see there's still a little bit more we could go. Trev, you have seen the video of the Incarcerum pulling the plane, right? I think they marketed it last year during Christmas time like that. It literally pulls a plane. Not like a massive plane, just like a little prop plane, but still, it does it. Now we're gritting somewhere, baby. Yeah, look it up on YouTube, it's hilarious. I'm like, be more cocky about your appliance. Literally a winch, yeah. Winch out the truck. I don't know why it sounds like this. I don't like it though. Yeah. We did it. That's it. We milled it. I don't know if anyone's ever done this on Twitch before. Probably not. We can see how it takes longer to mill once it's more fine, right? 1 in a million, it might be. always a couple coarse ones at the end. Almost there. It's complete. Completion. You want to try doing your own polenta at some point, Trev, but you couldn't find the kernels to do it. Like the ones that I started with, you're saying? This is what I called them. I know they're like not even close to what it is. But yeah, that's what we started with. And if I can think back, so I have 2 full containers, so 2 liters of these grits. And I've already cooked them once before this too for like 4 different portions. I think the bag was like $10 or something for all that corn. Corn giblets, yeah. Niblets. They are niblets. Okay. Holy, like it even is almost like flour. That's gonna make them so creamy. You know how excited I am? I'm actually so excited now. And this is something I'll definitely have to make for Samo when he gets home. 5 more days, that's it? Okay, so put this to this side. It's ready to cook now. We'll take the mill apart. Don't get your hands wet at all yet. I was like, I really want to rinse my hands because everything's dusty and dry. But we want to keep the mill and everything dry when we pack it up. So just always unplug your machine first. And yeah, we had a little bit of issues getting this thing set up, but we prevailed. We prevailed. That just slides back off. And then I always just kind of give this a tap over the sink. There's like some sneaky grains in there usually. So just so it's ready for like the next time you use it. And that's literally it. We don't want to hit that with anything liquid at all. Same with like how you treat a pasta roller. Because you don't want to gunk up the gears and stuff like that. There's all moving parts inside. And then this, just turn it like this. It's a bit dusty, so we'll give that a wipe. And that's that. And then the next thing we're actually gonna do is I think we'll marinate the shrimp first. Just pop it in the fridge so it's ready to cook. And then we'll get the RoboCoupe out so that we can make some graham crass, split up some pineapple for our dessert. You're not sure if grits are the same. They're never really clear about it. I know, like I was just reading through an article on the stream when we started. And it's like, it says you can use polenta, but then it also says you can't use polenta. So I was like, what the heck? Which one is it? Let's move this back over so it can go to the stove in a little bit with our camera. That didn't take long though. 'Cause in my mind, it would take longer to try and cook those grits from the size they originally were than our time that we just took to mill them. You love, or they love confusing people? Yeah, they do. Disassemble your brain mill? You're milling brains? What the heck? A dry brush? Yes. Yeah, never water though. Unless you want to run into issues like the next time you use it, right? There's so many little corn kernels all over the counter. I'm just doing a little wipe. It's not like we can put it back in the container with the milled stuff. I guess I could have put it in the container with the non-milled ones. we're cleaning it up. Okay, and then we just need our cord. But yeah, polenta's delicious, so learning about grits is just like taking it one step further. And there's just something about like shrimp and corn that's really good together. Okay, one of the hardest parts of stream is complete. You gotta love days like that. Mill the corn. And then it'll probably be like a 30-minute cook time on the rest of those grits. Brains taste like eggs. I'm trying to think if I've eaten brain. I've had like sweetbreads. Did I have brain before? I can't remember, but I've had sweetbreads. Not bad, honestly. Okay, let's come over to the cutting board. We're gonna peel up these shrimpies first. I think I'm just gonna marinate all of them. It's like cold shrimp to eat during the week, if it's already cooked and seasoned, is not a bad thing. Yeah, sweetbreads are glands, and it's a specific gland. I almost said bland. A specific gland that the sweetbreads come from, because a lot of the other glands taste terrible. You can't eat them. Open this up. I'm gonna have shrimpy hands for a bit, but that's okay. I'm just gonna drain out some of the liquid that's in here. The thymus, yes, the thymus gland. Shrimpy hands. Okay, so these were raw shrimp, 16 to 20 per pound. And they have the shells on. Should we just peel the entire shell off or leave it on the tail for like presentation later? I always feel that like if you're gonna put something on a dish, especially like shrimp with grits, everything should be like edible. You shouldn't have to like pick the tail off, but look at how good that looks. Deveined, yes, but the shells are on, and I love to buy shrimp like that because I'm always gonna keep this. So I'm gonna keep all the shrimpy shells, and like maybe we'll make a curry or something coming up. Mary, you're back, updated. I hope it fixed the problem too. That can't be more than frustrating. Oh, the sweetbreads cookie? You should try them. Or you have tried them, but you've never made it yourself. Yeah, originally, the first time I had sweetbreads was in culinary school. So you gotta try all that stuff at school, right? And then I've had them maybe in like one other restaurant before. I don't mind it. It's kind of like a chicken nugget. Yes, peeling shrimps is easy. Trying to take the poop out of them, maybe not the easiest. Yes, $7 for 300 grams. I know I paid a little bit for the shell weight, but if we use the shell another time, well then we don't have to feel as bad, right? Yes, that too, Cookie. Shrimp shells just in butter. Like imagine using that for like the base of a pasta. Aglio olio. Holy. Or, I haven't made this in a long time. What about we make a chowder coming up? And we can make a shrimp broth to make chowder. What the heck? Why is there so many things in the shrimps? And hi, Happy. Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. That'd be interesting. I'm sure it probably depends. Ooh, look at all this poop still in there. It depends in probably the waters that the shrimp was living in first. 16% of cooked ready-to-eat shrimp. So that includes, like, okay, so frozen ready-to-eat cooked shrimp, canned shrimp. What else is there? Ready-to-eat shrimp. And shrimp rings, let's say, is, like, the most popular one. But, yeah, that's... most of those, we can say, comes from mishandling, not actually from the animal itself, right? Okay, so there's that. Let me just grab a small, I think I'll just do a Ziploc. And we'll pop those shells in there, and then we'll get some garlic mince, get some chili flakes, all the goodness in there, olive oil. Or yes, or poor farming practices, but not actually like the meat itself. Camarón seco. Camarones is shrimp, right? I believe it is. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Small baggie. Dried shrimps. Oh yeah, seco is dry. How are you doing, Time Okay? Yeah, our E. coli lettuce. So gross. Really makes me like miss having a garden so I could grow those like couple things that people always get sick off of. Yum. There's a pupper that's upset outside. Oh yeah, the pupper. So I always see like a St. Bernard pupper on my walk. He didn't bark at me today, but he gets upset when I don't like stay with him. He always barks after I walk by and like leave. And like such a sad looking bark when he's like up on the fence like this and he's like woo woo woo. I was like, I have to go. But he just saw me today, just ran off the porch right up to me. Didn't even bark like he usually does. So we're becoming buds. Oh, shrimp shells into the freezer. I almost put him into the fridge. Just in the freezer, put him on the bottom rack. You have a question. I never mind with questions. Friends, a little off topic. Buy frozen turkey roasts. What is the best way to unthaw them when your ADHD kicks in and you forget in advance to lay it out? Are they vacuum sealed? Like, is it completely sealed in a package like this, like a butterball? Or is it in like one of those like styrofoam trays from the store? So if they're completely sealed like that in like a plastic bag, you can pop it into cold water in the sink and that'll thaw it out quicker. Just like submerge it, or like if you don't want to use the sink, just use like a big bowl or a container. And that is how we are taught in culinary school to properly thaw things out, is you should never do it at room temperature, even though honestly I'm guilty too, nor do I care, no one's died. So how far in advance, let's say if like you're cooking it, you want to cook it the same day? Honestly, I don't know because I've never done it, but I would give yourself, yeah, a couple hours. And then like as you near the cook time that you want to start cooking it, if you're noticing it's still like a bit frosty, just put like a warm water with it. Just don't want to do the warm water early on because things that sit in warm water create more bacteria. So if we do that closer to the cook time, then it's not all sitting together weird like that. Does that make sense? You leave it out overnight. My mom used to like take the meat out of the freezer in the morning before work, and then she'd come home and it'd be done. But like it'd sit out for 8 hours though, right? This is also true, yeah. There's a narrow window with shrimp where it's either under or overcooked. Interesting. Yeah, that works too, Trev. And yeah, it will go quicker if you keep the water running over the item as it's submerged, but like water is a resource that we don't have forever, so I try to conserve water as much as possible. Okay, let's get some garlic out. And we're just gonna use the garlic press. Garlic. Oh, my back is kind of sore today. I don't know why. I don't know why that could be. All of my crazy walking adventures. Ooh, I do have lemon. We have like that 3/4 of a lemon still in the fridge that we can definitely finish off today's dish with. Because shrimp with lemon's good and grits with lemon is also good. Wrong one. Hello. Let's just put that over to the side for now. Our garlic. I didn't even get in there. Oh, that's because it's like petrified dried. It's getting petrified. There's like mold in there. I'm just gonna throw it out. That one died. It died. What's everyone getting up to today? I'm gonna go charge the car after stream today. I have a surprise birthday for my grandma tomorrow. I'm so excited. She's turning 85. It's like my last living grandparent in my life. And there's gonna be 25 of us. Hopefully we don't give her a heart attack, honestly. You're getting up to absolutely nothing. Yeah, other than charging the car, I don't plan to do much. But I thought I would do it today instead of rushing tomorrow. That's usually my Sunday thing. But alas, I have to go see Humans tomorrow. It's like, I guess. But I am very excited to go see some of my cousins that I literally haven't seen in years. There wasn't very many of us all together in August. 85, you're not gonna make it there? My grandma's the heckin' best. I love her so much. She's like a cool grandma. We call her Jima. And she's like totally down with it. You didn't even plan to make it to 35. Yeah, let's be honest, some of us. So kudos. We just kept going every day. And here we are. We never gave up. And yeah, half of my name comes from my grandma's. This grandma, her name is Evelyn. So like the last part of my name, Caitlin, came from this grandma. Which is pretty cool. That's a lot of garlic and I'm okay with it. You can't call it chili shrimp garlic. Or chili garlic shrimp. Chili shrimp garlic. I guess there's all the same things in there. You can't call it that if it doesn't taste like those things. Oh my gosh. Did you guys just hear my stomach growl? I don't know what's going on. I had the same breakfast that I always have. That was wild though. Okay, let's grab the garlic press. I've literally used a head of garlic like almost every day this week. That's satisfying. I will press it in. The roommate put my garlic press in the dishwasher and I'm not happy about it, but it's fine. Strike number 1. Chili shrimp garlic. Thanks, Trev. Squeeze a shrimp through it? Gross. Minced shrimp. We'd have to make dumplings. I don't know if I'd be able to eat the shrimp after we did that to it. You butthead. Shrimp paste. Here we come. I guess Samo's steak night. Every Friday steak night up at camp. The steaks were so thin, the guy said that they could see through them yesterday. They needed at least 4 steaks each, just to make up for the one that we would usually cook. There's some not happy boys up there. It's not good, right? Ugh. Seriously. It's really my favorite combo bonk. Like, I don't often cook shrimp any other way than, like, literally loading it up with so much garlic that it's almost an equal amount, and, like, a good amount of chili flakes, and then just some olive oil, and finish with lemon juice. So good. Yeah, right? A minute steak is like a snack, let's be honest. Because, like, we cut all the steaks from a whole piece at work. Either it's a strip loin or a ribeye. So, like, someone literally cut the steaks to be that small. Samo's hanging out! See, I told you! He's on standby. It's 1:11, everyone. We have an angel with us. Okay, let me go pick a chili flake. I have so many dried peppers, it's kind of out of control. We're just gonna use these, I don't know what to call them, Szechuan? There's not much English on here. We'll call them Szechuan because they're from China. But these are some of my fave. Actually, my favorite chili flake ever, which is kind of hard to find, is called gochugaru. So it's the Korean chili flakes that are like kind of sweet and floral that you get gochujang paste from. So delicious, but you have to keep them cold. Otherwise, these chili flakes will go bad and moldy on you. I learned that the hard way once and I was really sad. But yeah, these will be very similar. I don't mind these ones, and they are very spicy, so definitely know your spice level that you're working with and what you want to eat. And then if you're cooking it for other people, make sure you know that too. Shrimp mango ceviche is so good. You ask them to make it white people hot. Yes, yeah, not like insane that you can't taste anything else. That's nuts, Samo. So I'm just doing like a pinch of these chili flakes, maybe a little more. I feel like spicing up my life, and like the amount of dairy in the grits should cut through some of the spice. Yeah, gochugaru. Ooh, they're dried in the sun. I didn't know this. I'm learning. They're seriously so good. Yeah, and then yeah, just in the freezer is what I would suggest too. Just like how we keep our nuts and seeds fresh that way, the same. Same, but different. That's also good too, Trev. Just like a stir fry. Why the heck not? I'm not gonna season the shrimp with salt right now, but I will put a bit of pepper. We're not gonna salt those until we plan to cook them though. I feel like if we do it too early, they might kind of like get pre-cooked, almost brined. We're not brining the shrimp. Come closer. Honestly, love black pepper. Is anyone else like that? I really use a lot. Oh, there's really cute peppers in the park. One's like a pitty. It's white with brown spots. He's playing with a ball, and then there's a really cute black dog. There's just a lady laying on the ground, and they're like playing with her. Why is that shit so cute? Okay, back to reality. Totally, that's how it is, Palooza. That's why I started doing my walks in the morning. Because I got sick of, like, trying to rush through stream just so I could go for a walk in the afternoon. Because, yeah, by the time, like, if I finish stream, like, yesterday at 3:30, the sun is basically gone and it's already, like, chilly feeling out. Do I need more olive oil? I don't think so. Let's give this a stir. And then we'll just put it in the fridge and we're gonna work on our dessert. I'm so excited. Yep. Shrimpies cook so quick. Such a good, like, last minute meal thing to have. And they also thaw quick too, right? So if you forget to, like, plan something for dinner, always just, like, have a pack of shrimp in your freezer if you can afford to. Why is my stomach growling so much? I might have to have, like, a handful of cashews or something just to get it to shutty uppy. I had my big old breakfast, but what? Now that I walk in the morning, I'm burning more calories? I gotta eat more? I hate that. Okay, those are good to go. Good to go. Shrimp, marinate. Check it off. We'll put them up here. It's a good safe spot. Okay, next. Okay, I'm grabbing that handful of cashews really quick because I guess I need a snack. I hate the feeling of being, like, hungry when you feel kind of hollow. And, like, nuts are such a good one because the fats will keep you satiated longer without having to eat a lot. And then I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll bring over the food processor first. Who dat? Jara119, thanks for the follow. It's kind of dusty. De-dust it. I think it's just the time of the year where, like, everything is just forever dusty right now. It just feels like I've been wiping everything non-stop every time I, like, go to use it. The dry weather, there's definitely dust in the air and, like, pollen. Okay, 2 seconds. Hello? Hello, it's me. I have returned. Okay, here's the next recipe we're working on. It's the second one linked there. Had my last 3 cashews. We're gonna start by blending up the graham crackers to make graham crumbs, and I'm making this gluten-free. I found gluten-free graham crackers. And then we're gonna have to mix it with butter, I believe. And does it get baked for a moment? The crust, and then we top it. It's such an easy dessert. My mom used to make this. I love it. You can get your kiddos to help you make it too. Where does this actual recipe live? Hello? I've literally been scrolling forever. There really was a life story. Okay, so graham crackers, a little bit of sugar and butter, and then yeah, we bake it for 10 minutes. I'm trying to get rid of this pan just on Facebook Marketplace because glass things don't really exist in like commercial kitchens. I'm trying to get rid of the Pyrex, but this is what we'll make it in today. So many portions. I'm excited. Has anyone ever had this before? Maybe it's not as popular in the States as Canada. Like the Pyrex for some things. Yeah, like things like this. I was trying to think what else I could make it in, and I didn't really have anything, honestly. I guess one of my plastic containers, right? We'd have to make do. It's not really the same, though. Hey, Gosu Teddy. Welcome, how are you? Okay, so we're gonna blitz the crackers first. And then they call for canned pineapple, which is super easy, but I am using fresh pineapple today because it's so nice looking. We cut it up last week. I haven't even touched it, the leftovers in the fridge. I checked them like 2 days ago just to make sure they were still viable, and they look perfect, like so nice and golden. You're hanging in there? Well, that's good. I think we all kind of are hanging in there. Okay, let me go grab a couple things. We'll back this up. And we'll make some tasty desserts. Plug this beast in. We got this RoboCoupe at work up at the mine, and it took 3 weeks before somebody broke it. 3 weeks. I was like, you guys even realize like how much this piece of equipment costs? Why is it broken already? It made me really sad. If you've ever heard this saying, this is why we can't have nice things. I was like, guys, please, just because it's not yours doesn't mean we don't take care of it. We're hanging in, hanging out, or just hanging on. That's like when I ask people if they're surviving or thriving. Because you definitely can't be both. You're back in a cooking mood? You have resolved to get a Dutch oven? Yes! It will change your life. I actually loved cooking so much more after I got like a couple key pieces like that. Hi, Grundy. Yeah, we're thriving. Also, Buko. One of my mods was talking about cooking oxtails this weekend. I see a sneaky hair. Oh my god, the sound of that plastic just now, I think I died. I think I just died. I never want to hear that sound again. Chat, what's like your sound that makes you cringe? For Sam, it's a funny one. It's ice. Like when ice is like crunching together. He can't handle it. For me, it was definitely that plastic sound just now. Wait, what? I just bought this from the store, and the box was like pre-opened and I didn't notice it. The box was already like this, so I thought I was gonna like open it to an open bag. What the F? Whew. Imagine it's like not even the same cracker, they like switched it out. Okay, so this is honey gluten-free graham crackers. And this is how they look. From the Mary's Organic brand, which actually makes really delicious crackers. Anything special about this? It's made from tapioca starch. There's chia seeds in it. I already had lots of chia seeds this morning. A rosemary extract? I'm intrigued. Yeah, when I clean the freezer, Sam just leaves the house. Styrofoam? Oh, that's a bad one too, our Wester. Oh my god! Paloozer, what? Okay, so we're gonna make our own graham crumbs. We're just gonna use all of this, I'm quite sure. Because how much does this call for? 1 3/4 cups. Yep. People doing ASMR, really? Okay, most of them are like kind of creepy, I will say that. I did find this one girl. This was last year when Sam like first left for the remote job, and so I was like home alone again. And I found this ASMR girl because I was like having troubles falling asleep, and it wasn't bad, but that was like the only one I found where I was like, yeah, I could listen to this. Okay, I'm trying this little piece. It tastes like graham cracker. The texture is good too. It has a nice honey flavor. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid on. We're making crumbs. It might be a little bit loud first when we start it. Ugh. This thing is so stiff, I've like barely even used it. Haven't even put it to the test, that's for sure. Okay, ready? Watch your ears. Loud noises. Is there a couple big biddies still? Again. I went the wrong way. Turning that light down. Check it out. That looks good to me. I'm just gonna pour it in a bowl so that we can mix the butter and sugar in. And then we're gonna just give this a rinse. We might not even have to rinse it. We'll see how crummy it stays. We're gonna blitz the pineapple next while we have the machine out. Usually nothing really sticks in this container, which is why I really like it. See, just like that. So that's good to go. And then just do the blade really carefully. Should always be terrified of this blade. Sharp things are sharp. And they honestly don't care if they hurt you. They don't care about being sharp. Pine snapples, come to me. This is what we got. We just have one small brown bit there, which I'm just gonna like cut out with my paring knife. The rest of this looks perfect. So they said 20 ounces. 20 ounces of pineapple. How the heck much is that? Cross the recipes, pineapple, shrimp, and grits delight. Hey Siri, how many cups are in 20 ounces?
2.5 cup.
Nice, 2.5 cups. Thanks, Siri. So I'm just gonna blitz all of this up. I'm just gonna trim it a touch before it goes in the processor. It actually wouldn't be bad, you're right. 8 ounces a cup? What if we don't know our ounces because we're Canadian? Everyone giving me math that I don't understand in chat is my favorite. Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna fill that container with water and then put the garlic press in it so it doesn't get all sticky. I'm gonna wash my hands and we'll make some of our own crushed pineapple. I'm gonna keep it more chunky, so we're gonna do the pulse setting on the food processor instead of just turning it right on, because that setting you can just press it on and off really quick. Yeah. We had to learn the metric system, now you have to learn Imperial. We're all locked in, ready to go. Okay, we're pulsing. Working with my dad, yes. Although you'll laugh when I say, and he was like so shocked when I told him I'm not learning how to use a tape measure that was in inches. Because I'm so bad with fractions, like math is not my strong suit at all. So he's like, go measure this for me. And I was like, no. He's like, what? What do you mean? I was like, I'm not learning to use a tape measure. He's like, but you have to. I was like, no, I don't. And I just like laughed like that. And so that was always Sam's job instead. He was really good with the tape measure in math. So like that was his delegation and I did other things, right? He was just like, what do you mean though? He's probably like, oh, millennials. Okay, I'm just gonna do a scrape down this side. Samo's the best to have around, seriously. I'm gonna go get a actual spatula. This looks so good though. It honestly looks better than like canned pineapple. Can we probably even say it'll taste better? And honestly, I'm probably just gonna reuse this right away to make the cream cheese part too. We can whip the cream cheese. I don't know if I've actually whipped like whipping cream in this processor, but it is possible. So we might do that first and then bring it all together after. Make the entire dessert almost just in the RoboCube. Hi Greek, you're late? Better late than never, I always say. We're making desserty. That looks good to me. Ugh. That's the hardest part of the entire stream. Okay, now we'll get another bowl, I suppose. More like a larger one, because we're gonna be folding things into this. Leave room for the foldings. You found a food processor that you wanted for cheap? Sweet. They are key. Like, I don't use it all the time, but for things like this, oh, look at this little sneaky piece of pineapple. I think I'll have to eat it. I'll have to eat that one. Do you guys want me to measure the pineapple or we're just going for it? It looks like 2.5 cups. We're eyeballing this dessert. Can't do that with many, but this one I suppose we can. It's a little bit watery, but I think that's like where a lot of the flavor is, so I don't want to strain that out, right? Greek, what you getting up to today? When the pineapple basically tastes like coconut. Okay, first, I'm just gonna take this out of here. We're gonna turn on the oven to 325 so that we can bake the crust because it has to cool off a bit. Just leave it set up because we're gonna use it again. And then while it's baking, we can do the other things. 10 minutes is not very long. Just to get it a little bit toasty, we can say. So there's that. I'm making a gluten-free version, but you just use regular honey graham crumbs. That's perfect. We want a tablespoon of sugar and half a cup of butter melted. No. Yeah, allergies. I was just saying earlier how like everything has been so dusty and like dirty recently for like the past month. Just the dust buildup is like endless. Well, I hope you get on the mend quick. I don't know if that's enough for half a cup. Let's see, we'll top it up there. Yeah, I have to, on the next paycheck, we have to replace our HEPA filter in the Dyson that we have in the bedroom. I'm looking for my sugar because I rearranged a lot of stuff this week. But yeah, we have to replace our filter. Because I think it makes a difference. Maybe that is why it has been so dusty, because I haven't been running that lately. Okay, first things first. We need to melt some butter. Is this a half cup? Ooh, it's like perfect amount. I love when that happens. But we can leave this other butter out. Do you love this? Our good old no-name brand. We can leave that out for the grits. Just put it on the side. Yours runs 24/7? Yeah, we usually run ours 24/7. I think we've almost had it for a year. But we did buy it used from a lady and it still had like all the warranty and stuff. This is what she said. She didn't like it in her office because it was too loud. I was like, what? So she was just trying to get rid of it. It's like one of the best things I've added into my life in the last year. That's really good to hear, Greek. Okay, let's melt this up. Let's do 30 seconds to start. The sound is really soothing, you're right. The one thing that has been making me mad though in the room, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this type of heating in an apartment where it's like hot water lines are running on the ceiling in each room, and then it's like got this weird looking like covering. It's been rattling, and the amount of times I've punched it and it still hasn't fixed the rattle. I'm about to rip it off the ceiling. Okay, it's not quite melted. You need like 10 more seconds. The bee's nest is like a miracle sound frequency. I could believe that. Okay. Butter. And a tablespoon of sugar, and then we'll mix this up. And maybe that is why I really like this dessert, because it's not too sweet. I don't love desserts that are too sweet. Because then you kind of get like sick of eating it after 1 or 2 bites. I hate that feeling. Oh, they already did burst. Yeah, we've already dealt, like... The week that we moved in here, We dealt with a flood because the water line actually burst in the wall. We just found out because we walked in the bedroom and the whole floor was wet. The carpet. We're like, what the hell is going on right now? Hello, Omer? Hello there? You remember that, Greek? I was like, we just moved in here and we're already dealing with a flood? And then it was just ridiculous trying to get it repaired. The guy that was like the maintenance person at the time for the apartment building made an entire mess of our bedroom. He put all of his equipment on top of our bed with like without any poly on it. So the whole bedroom when we came home was covered in drywall dust. Why does this look like too much? Chat. I think we made graham crumb soup. Now what? Is it gonna bake out? Maybe that's just what happens with this weird stuff. Cause look, it's soaking it up. What? But it's getting thicker. I'm so intrigued right now. What is going on? Is this magic? I'd eat it. I would too. I mean, I'm still gonna bake it. I don't have any more graham crumbs. What do I have? Nothing really, honestly. To like bump it up. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Because this actually will taste really good. I have some coconut flour. I have coconut flour. And like pineapple and coconut is really good together. So yeah. That'll be yummy. Let's go like a spoonful at a time. So this is like such a learning curve for me, cooking gluten-free, because you can see how like the ingredients, they're similar, but they're not actually the same. Wow, that smelled like instantly nutty when I put it in. We definitely need another like 2 spoonfuls. I mean, they didn't make this song for no reason, putting the pineapple in the coconut. And this, we're gonna kind of be putting the pineapple on the coconut. But close enough, I suppose. Like, I kind of, yeah, I had a hankering for a dessert this week. That was creamy and fruity. Yeah, pina colada delight. Come at us. Maybe I'll have to write my own recipe from it. I also posted some healthy desserts in Discord last night. They popped up on my Instagram feed and they made me happy. So I had to share them. Because I think I'm gonna make that banana bark this week coming up. And we might make those like healthier Twix bars next week on stream. You're having a healthy dessert right now? What is it? I don't even know what you're gonna say. Biscuits and gravy? Okay, this looks good. This looks good. Now we'll press it in the bottom, and then the oven's ready. 325 Fahrenheit. You guys were thinking of this song too? I love me some pina colada. I actually have the drink mix in the pantry right now. I'll wait for Sambo though. This crust is gonna be such a nice thick layer. This is satisfying, I will say. Something about this, like, spreading out. Definitely no skimping on the butter in this recipe. It looks good, hey? Okay, let's pop it in. I'll set a timer for 10 minutes. And then... what do I want to do first? I think we'll do the cream cheese first, just to get that stuff off of the counter, the food processor. And then from there, we can whip the cream. Get your gear cleaned up. Nice. Get some laundry done. Okay, don't forget that timer. We want a 10-minute. And that's at 3:25. This is also like one of my favorite bubble teas. This is, I think, how I started drinking bubble tea. Was I got a pina colada version with like the coconut and pineapple jellies in it, rather than the tapioca pearls. I believe I'm gonna need some icing sugar, so I'll bring that over. Yeah, pina colada is like life for me. Anything coconut, really. Coconut, pineapple, I'm always in. That. If we're feeling crazy, we can always garnish it with a little bit of toasted coconut. I can pop it in the oven now if we want to. Because they garnish it with extra graham crackers on top. I think I might throw some coconut in the oven. I have unsweetened shreds. We're gonna blitz up the cream cheese next. Just gonna get a small container, 1 sec. Toast it up. A very small bag of coconut is what I have here. I eat coconut every day in my yogurt. This is it. Just gonna put it in a little baking pan. I moved some of my pans around this week too. It's quite a nice feeling. We'll do that. Just like a handful is all we need. Maybe one more. And we'll just toast this until it's nice golden brown in the oven. We'll just keep the same timer, I believe. Usually you will, like, smell the coconut toasting up anyways before you burn it. Okay. So next, 4 ounces of cream cheese softened, that's it. Oh, and we needed butter softened inside too. So I believe each brick of cream cheese is 8 ounces. Let me check out this one brick. I have 2 bricks that was in the fridge still. A nose is an important kitchen tool. This one was opened, because I think we just peeked at it to make sure it was still good. And it's seriously perfect still. So that one's good to go. I'll put this other one back. So now we still have cream cheese to make like another dessert. Maybe like a carrot cake. Yum. Should I keep this box? Maybe, if there's leftovers. I'm just doing some math really quick. There's 28 grams in an ounce, right? I should know this. We need 4 ounces, so I need 112 grams. So yeah, half of this is 4 ounces. You never realize like how much math there is when you cook or bake. Is this even gonna do anything in here? I'll show you a crazy way to make this. That seems like there's nothing. Each piece is like an ounce. I'll probably have to put the whipping cream inside of here too. With the butter. I think we gotta soften this butter. This is a pretty summery dessert now that I'm thinking about it, hey? We're still holding on. Must be all this nice warm weather we've had. I needed a summery dessert in my life. Just gonna move that up while I'm prepping. So we can definitely say if you're allergic to dairy, don't make this dessert. Should definitely wipe that. Cheese and butter is similar, but definitely not the same. That's 1 cup. Half a cup. I think I'll have to put this in the microwave. Otherwise, it won't mix with the cream cheese very nicely, and we don't want any lumps in this. That is a for sure. And this is how I usually check things for like expiring, is first we'll use our eyes, right? You're gonna look at it to see if it looks weird, the item of food. Like if it looks weird right off the bat, you know that you're not gonna be putting that in your body. Let's do 20 seconds because we want it soft but not melted. And then from there, yeah, if you're like, okay, well it doesn't look bad, let's smell it. And then we'll smell the piece of food and see what our nose tells us. And then if we can't figure it out then, because usually bad things have a distinct smell, then we will lastly taste it and see how we feel about that. But yeah, you always taste it last and use your other senses first to guide you. Oh, I also saw, I'm gonna apply for another job that I discovered this week. At my culinary school, at my college, my trade school, they're looking for someone in procurement. I was like, I'm totally applying for that. Okay, so we got our butter and cream cheese in there. Now what? I believe we're gonna put this, yeah, powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla. They say 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. We're gonna start with 1 cup and go from there. But I will get our vanilla in there. I do have another bag of this, don't worry. Oh no, my garbage is getting full. I also found some other vanillas this week in the pantry, so I combined everything. And now I just have this like master bottle of homemade vanilla extract. I just gotta shake it. to get the vanilla beans redistributed. And we just put like a little pour. This, I think I made it with bourbon. Or like a whiskey. So that should be delicious. Okay, a little bit more sugar. I might just pour it, eyeball it in. Then we'll turn this on, get it smoothed. Let's go with that. And then we'll put our whipping cream in. They use Cool Whip, but I like Real Dairy. So we're gonna whip our own cream. And I have used the food processor to whip cream with cream cheese like this. I'll show you how we do it. It works really good. Whoa, the oven beeped as the timer went off for it. That's an odd feeling. My coconut is burnt. If y'all were wondering. So I think we'll just restart. Hopefully my smoke detector doesn't go off because I didn't put the fan on. So 10 minutes or like 8 minutes in the oven to toast coconut is too long. I don't even have to show you it. It's like a dark brown color. So I'm just gonna let that cool off and then I'm gonna retry it. What inspired me to attend culinary school? It's true, Palooza. Yeah, what you're saying is like food. I grew up with a family that was like always pretty serious about food. Whether it was like the holidays, and we'd always have potlucks with both sides of my family, and we have a pretty big family too. So like our get-togethers was always revolved around food. It doesn't matter what holiday it was. And then my mom watched a lot of cooking shows growing up, so that was always on the TV. And yeah, I think I just got some influence from that. And then on my dad's side, I also have some family that are like high-end cooks, and then my uncle is a Red Seal chef. So I think it's like in my genes. Okay, I'm turning this on. The white powder. We're gonna have to scrape it for sure. It's working good though. Let's see. When I was like young still though in high school, I actually wanted to go into fashion design. But then I realized that my brain is not smart enough to take all of the courses that pertain to fashion design, for example, economics. I just couldn't honestly understand that course in university. And I just didn't enjoy it either. I was like, maybe this is not the route for me. And so then I took a semester off after that and decided to apply for a job at a restaurant. And then the rest is history. Looking good. What was my favorite course or subject? These questions are insane. I feel like you're grilling me every time you come in. It's kind of stressing me out a bit. Let me answer that in a sec. I just need to focus on what we're doing. I liked every course in culinary school because they were all different. I don't think I really had a favorite. They were all like equally fun and challenging. So I don't think I can really give you a definitive answer for that one. I'm trying to think, like I guess patisserie? Because it was really fun to learn about breads and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna pour this coconut in the trash. This is how it looks, so we can start over. Just didn't really feel like burning a hole through my garbage bag. It kind of reminds me of something I've had before It's called Coconut Bacon. Or like this company here makes vegan bacon out of coconut pieces. Taya Na, thanks for that follow. Welcome in. Okay, let's say my favorite course, but this is like not pertaining to what I learned. I think the favorite class, I can't recall whether it was like called Cold Buffet or something, because you have to think this was 10 years ago already from when I graduated, but we had a cheese tasting class. And that was like the greatest thing ever. Ever. We tasted so many cheeses. Okay, I'm putting this back in, but like for 5 minutes only. Five moments. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put the whipping cream in now. It's not pre-whipped either. What did they say? 8 ounces worth? 8 ounces worth of Cool Whip. Do my measuring cups even have ounces on here? It does. It does. That was exciting. I'm sorry. It's the little things. So you just have to measure out 8 ounces because it's going by weight. An amount like that of the cream, and then it'll fluff up to what we need. It's my least favorite part about cooking and baking is all of the math and numbers that you have to pay attention to. But I will say I've gotten better at it over time. I've gotten more comfortable. What were or are my favorite cheeses? I love mostly all cheeses. To pick a favorite, I like aged cheeses the most that have like the salty crunch in there. So I'm gonna turn this on and then we're gonna drizzle the whipped cream in. But yeah, I loved aged cheeses, I think the most. It's hard to say though. I don't love like firm ripened cheeses that much. Okay, now we're just gonna watch this until it gets firm. Uh-oh, did we make whipped cream? Or sorry, butter almost? Oh, that was close. It was almost too powerful. Okay, I'm gonna just whip some cream in a bowl. And we're gonna fold that in, because that's mixing too quick. Did you see it, the cheese ball? If I let that go like 10 seconds more, we would have made like a sweetened butter. And that probably is why like most people use Cool Whip, because it's just so easy. It has stabilizer in it, so like it's not really fair comparison either. Like it's literally stabilized with vegetable oil. Your favorite cheese is a cheese ball. I've only had, I think, like one of those. But yeah, those are good. I don't mind like a baked brie. I could honestly talk about cheese forever. Putting this whole thing back. I'm grabbing a whisk too. So we can whip it. I'm gonna keep that spatula because that will be useful for us. Okay, my coconut internal timer just went off, and it's a good thing it did. gonna pour it into a bowl so it comes out of the hot pan. Do you guys have an internal coconut timer? We did it. Oh, this was really weird this morning. So I always like shut down the PC after stream every night. And like that's physically saying like shut down. That's me using the Mac on the Windows side. Well, I wake up this morning and I come out and the computer's on the Mac side on the home page. So that's interesting. I was like, I think there's definitely a ghost in here. I really didn't know what to say this morning. But I've never had that happen before. You're a major cheddar fan? I do love me some cheddars. That's like a perfect snacking cheese. There's like different cheeses for different things, right? Cheddar is such a good snacking cheese. Pepper jack is good too. Okay, we're just gonna whip a little bit of this up to make it lighter. I'm just gonna have a taste of what our base is. Oh, actually, I suppose we could mix it with the pineapple. It's pretty sweet. I don't think I want to add any more sweetness to it. Let's see once we whip this up. Might take a couple minutes. I just feel like doing this today. We got time. I don't really have any rush of anywhere to be. This is something that I just love zoning into. I don't know why. You guys see how I don't mix my cream like circular motion really? You're gonna get more air incorporated if you go back and forth like this. And then I just turn the bowl every like 30 seconds or so. And then eventually you'll have to switch arms too. It's good practice though for being ambidextrous. I will say, like, the texture of hand-whipped cream versus machine-whipped cream is actually different. You learned it from me. Would you say, Mary, that it actually makes a difference? Yeah, this is something I learned in a restaurant. The last one that I worked at was like a pretty fancy one, we can say. Is like my chef, we always had to hand whip the cream. We weren't allowed to use a mixer for it. But like luckily all of our clients that we'd always get like so appreciated taking the time to do this. That's what you did, is you went back and forth? It works so good. Like, it looks like, honestly, nothing's happening, but it's already getting pretty thick. I remember my mom whipping cream a lot, too, when I was young. My mom's sister had dairy cows, so every time we went and visited, she'd send us home with some lovely things, like a jar of fresh farm cream. Holy, that is life-changing. If you ever have the chance to have it. And then, like, we'd keep the cream long enough in the fridge that it would naturally turn to, like, a creme fraiche. Just like, whoa. No dairy that you buy from the store these days tastes like that. It's like how I was saying yesterday, that old-fashioned variety of bacon that I bought actually tastes like old-fashioned. It brought me back to my childhood. I'm splashing it everywhere. I'm gonna have to wash the computer screen after this. We're almost there though, but we are gonna go to Stiff Peaks. What else did you have with your Dutch baby? And then once it gets kind of thickened, we can go more in a circular motion. But I find when the cream is like really liquidy still, it's hard to stir it in this way. Holy! It's the upper body workout that we all needed and didn't even know. Look at my cheeks are turning red. I should record a workout on my watch. Functional strength training. It's getting glossy though. I think I might have to open a window after this. I haven't done that yet today. Get some fresh air in this unit. Do you guys open your windows during the winter like this? I always have fresh air coming into the house. Okay, it's almost there. Just gonna give my hand a break and open the window. It's always good to take a break for a moment. I hope that pupper's still there after stream. I'll go say hi to it in the park. It looks like a really nice pupper. You never open your window in the wintertime? A savory garlic and herb Dutch baby? What? Leftover homemade cranberry sauce and coffee? Yum. I will say, like, even I have never made a successful Dutch baby, so kudos. You never open your windows? Do you live in, like, an area that you just don't want to? I'm, like, obsessed with fresh air. And like ever since working in the Arctic, I actually enjoy winters now. What the heck? I never thought I would say that. When it gets thick, it gets really difficult to stir it. But we got this. We're almost there. More. More energy. 6 ads? Are you joking me? I'm looking at that after stream. Because someone actually said there was 10 ads yesterday. And like, I swear sometimes Twitch just sets their own settings. Because like, I was gone for a while. Check ad settings after stream. That's ridiculous. I have it on like the least amount of ad settings. So something doesn't sound right about that to me. At all. What the hell, Twitch? Sometimes you get 1, sometimes you get 11. So tell me how that's an accurate setting then. It should always be even the way that I have it set up. Okay, so we're almost there. When it starts to look like that, I would say we're good to go. What? In an hour, you had 58 ads? I don't even blame you. That is insane. Okay, look at how yellow this pineapple is. It looks fake compared to what comes out of a can. So this, we're just gonna put in the fridge for right now. Because we're first gonna fold together this stuff. I don't want to strain the juices out, chat. Because, like, that's so much flavor. What do you think? What do you feel? Is it gonna be too watery if we don't? Okay, maybe we'll do, like, a little bit. We'll do half of them. I honestly feel like I already messed this up. I'm scared. Yeah, because that's actually quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna pour that side into it. I should have just poured that into my water cup. The pineapple juice. Okay. That looks better. I squeezed a lot out, but there's still a little bit. And you'd have to do this step if you used canned pineapple too. So I guess I shouldn't even really worry about doing that. Because you'd have to do it either way. Hey, typing is hard for you guys sometimes, just in the same way that talking is also difficult for me sometimes. Weird, her mom would get mad about the number of ads? That was like so excessive, that's insane. You know, I will say that was like one of the first notifications I got from Twitch when I started streaming again this past month. Was we always see an increase of subscribers and minutes watched during this month. Would you like to increase your ad revenue? Like that was the first notification I got after the first stream, and I was just like, no, I don't. Like, don't ask me this unless, like, I go to change it. So, like, they're always gonna try to push you to do more because it makes them money, right? It's not even, like, making the streamer that much. It's pennies. Vicky! Good to see you. Welcome. How's your weekend? And thank you very much for the resub. 23 months, we're almost at a full 2 years. We had someone at 2 years yesterday. CJR has people fussing about the ads in his channel. I mean, people are always gonna fuss. And like, that's kind of fair if they're playing like 10 at a time. I feel you guys. I'm kind of pissed at that too, honestly. Okay. This was a very messy part of the stream. I'm gonna get a different spatula because I really got this one gross and dirtied. Whoa! Holy shnikey, what? 2,300 bits? Thank you, Vicky. We're now at 28% of the way through our bit goal. That is very, very generous of you. You guys know you don't have to do that, but it is like so appreciated. And you were here yesterday too? Awesome. Thanks for the lurk. Whoa. Those beans just like flew onto the floor. That cassoulet is alive. Okay, going to grab our spatula. And then we'll finally get this mixed into the pan and we can cook some grits and then some shrimps. And that sounds like a wonderful day. Let's see what happens here. I'm always intrigued pineapple and cream things. If it like kind of curdles. So that's like the cream cheesy layer. It might be more of an ice box. We'll see how it ends up. Whether we're able to serve it today or we'll have it tomorrow. Turn my light back up again. This should thicken it up though. Let us see. Gonna be the thickest pineapple delight I've ever had. I tried to make it as real as possible without using the Cool Whip because I feel like Cool Whip's honestly like fake. So we'll see. I've never attempted this before. That's why I'm very wary of what's happening right now. I'm like kind of watching it as I'm mixing. But we also know that it will firm up when it chills. I'm just gonna try this. It's looking good though, and it's nice and light. Like you can see how we spooned it. It actually tastes perfect. And like the texture is so good. And yeah, it's like warm. It's warm to the touch right now. So if we cool it off, oh, it should firm up so good. Okay, this is still hot though. So I think I'll go put it over by my blast chiller of a window. Because you can't put cold dairy items. I'll just show you how it looks too after baking. It looks really good and crispy. You can't put cold dairy items onto hot crusts because it'll literally melt apart and all of the hard work that we just did would go out the window. So I suppose we'll just put that in the fridge and then we can start on the grits. Heck, I might even just pop it in the freezer really quick. I have room. Get it like chillin'. Chillin' maybe like a villain. Ooh, maybe it won't fit. Move over, bread. Move over, gluten-free bread. Okay, I'm gonna put a 10-minute timer on. We can't put the glass pan into the freezer because the glass is hot. If you put it in the freezer, it'll shatter. And that's terrifying, so let's not do that. So the only other option is we'll take our time to cool the glass. Can't really help that one. And then we'll check everything in 10 minutes, see how it's doing. Okay. We're done the dessert up to the chilling point. So for our grits, yes, let's get them into a pot of water that's salted. We read through this a little bit earlier. So 5 cups of water. So we're doing half the recipe as well. So I need 2.5 cups of water to 3/4 of a cup of the grits and a teaspoon of salt. And then we bring it to a boil, remove it from the heat, and we let it sit for 15 minutes. And then when those are going, we'll get all of the dairy components together. And we reuse the pot, so make sure you use like a big enough pot, let's say. I'm not making a ton, so this one should actually work. Da-na-na. Grab a 2-cup measure. Okay, so 2.5 cups. And we put our grits in with a pinch of salt. And then bring it to a boil. So a teaspoon of salt, like that. We freshly milled these earlier on stream. So if you want to see some grain mill action, definitely rewatch that part of it. And they turned out so, so nice. So that's our 3/4 of a cup. And then we'll just go put that over medium-high heat. And then I'll show you guys the stove cam so that we can all be over there together. It's not very much in there, right? It's not a lot of liquid and stuff, so this shouldn't take long at all. Let's go like medium-high heat like that, and then we'll check it when it's simmering. So while we're waiting, we need some butter to mix in at the end, as well as some shredded cheese. I'm gonna do 2 different types of cheese. And we just boil the grits in water, and then we add all the dairy at the end to make it nice and creamy. And you don't actually add whipping cream into there either, but you can if you want, right? Dairy is dairy in my mind at the end of the day. So we'll grab this butter back out. Ouch, I just stepped on a little piece of corn that was on the floor. It's sharp. And then I'm gonna use Havarti cheese because it's nice and creamy and mild. And then I'll also use an aged Gouda, which is like 300-day aged Gouda. So it's almost like a Parmesan cheese, so it's nice and salty and funky. So those are our 2 cheeses that we'll use. Grab the grater, and then we'll just cut a couple nubs of butter to mix in at the end. And a lot of people actually serve the grits with like a tab of butter on them in the center, almost like how you put on a pancake. Who in chat has had grits before? I know some people have already answered, but feel free to answer again. We're gonna do this view, so you guys can just look at me prepping these items on the side. Of course you have, Bonk. You learned yesterday that lactose intolerance is not actually having a milk allergy. It's not. It's not. Ah, who packed up this butter so nice and tight? It's hard to get into. You've had them, Greek? Did you like them? Where did you have grits? Because they're not very popular in Canada. Okay, so we'll cut it something like this for our butter tabs, and then we'll just cut it into 4 so that maybe I'll use one for a photo. Our butter is ready. Just put that over by the stove if you want. Next, we'll get our cheeses. You've never had them, Trekker? Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, like, cornmeal polenta is different from what grits is. You had a breakfast version. I was actually wondering how they would be sweet. I actually have a story about that. I just remembered. Is in Vancouver. I made a dessert because I was a pastry chef at the brew pub. I made a dessert with grits in it. That was also like pineapple and coconut and stuff like that. And the grits were pretty coarse like this. I cooked them like horchata grits. And then I did like a grilled preserved pineapple or compressed pineapple and like a couple other things. It was good. That was the first time I ever had grits. I did like something so weird with it. Chicken grits and gravy, that sounds good too. Da Juice, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, back to it. It's almost like ripping a boil already. So that's why I have it on that camera, so that we can see it. It's called polenta in Italy. But the corns are different. The types of corns used in those dishes are different. Which is why I think so many people do get confused. Give that a little turn. Okay, I'm just gonna turn that off for 15 minutes, I guess, because it's like boiling so crazy. If we come over here, I don't want my gimbal to get messed up because I have it plugged in. Look at that. So let me just let that sit for 15 minutes now. Don't even have to do anything. So now we'll get our cheeses grated. Let's come back over. I will set a new timer for this. For that corny. Okay, so our Havarti. Yeah, we can definitely say, like, anything corn related, if you don't season it well enough, it can be quite bland, right? So they only called for an ounce of cheese for the half portion. You guys better believe I'm, like, putting way more cheese than that into the corn. Like, 1 ounce of cheese is nothing. Would we even taste it? I'm pretty sure what I just cut was 2 ounces. And then we'll cut an ounce from the Gouda. I haven't opened this in a hot minute. It's my prized half wheel of cheese. Maybe that's another reason why I like aged cheeses, is because they don't really go bad. They don't really go bad. So look, 500-day aged Gouda. Yes. The creamy cheese gets mixed in. The salty one gets grated nice and fine on top. That's our 10-minute timer. Let me go check that crust. Is it chilled? Ooh, it almost is. I'll crank the window open even more. Has it been chilled? Okay, we need a bigger knife for this stuff because it's really hard cheese. More cheese. So this one, like I said, we're gonna like microplane it on. And it is difficult to cut because it is aged. What the heck? I had a piece of garlic skin on there the whole time. I'll just cut like a chunk off. Because it is really, you'll see it's like really crumbly. If we can even grate it, we'll see. And then the rest I'll just pack up into a container. But like, look at that. You can see all the cheese, or sorry, the salt crystals inside. It's my favorite part of winter here. It makes prep for like the holidays so easy because you can use your, like if you have a deck or like a patio or something like that, you use your outside as an extra fridge or freezer if you're cooking for like a lot of people. The only time my mom and I effed it up one year was when we were making creme brulees for dessert on Christmas. And then we thought we would cool the creme brulees outside, but we didn't let them cool off enough before putting them in the snow. So what do you think happened to the containers? It was a sad time. I think we salvaged 2 out of 4 of them and ate them though, but they definitely like cracked. Yeah, this Gouda is ridiculously aged. So it started at 500 days, but I'm pretty sure I've almost had it for half a year. So we're easily over the 600-day mark now. Oh my gosh, Katniss, that's insane. Is everyone okay? What does the aging process for cheese look like? It's like a room full of wooden shelves, is the best way to put it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then some cheeses have like the wax on the outside, whereas others don't. Hi, Annie. 8 cops? That's crazy. Your husband thought it was a tornado in like November. Welcome in, Annie. Katniss is telling us a crazy story about her night last night. No clue what happened. I'm sure you'll find out coming up this week, because if I know like apartment buildings, the rumor mill never stops. And yes, good point, Bonk, with the cheese aging process. Is this person's vehicle okay? It sounds like it's about to explode. Is the cheese is kept at a specific temperature and humidity level. Just like how you would also create like different charcuteries. The cured sausages and stuff like that. Do the same thing. Yeah, that's what I usually do too. If there's like something crazy happening in the city, I always Google it for news the next day. I think we will actually use that grater to try and grate the Gouda. How's your day, Annie? What are you getting up to? We're chilling. That's a good amount of cheese. Put that over by the stove, by the corn. You posted pics in Discord? I need to see. Ooh, you're working in a project. Drywall. Repairing holes in the wall left by the electrician. The worst. Did you cut those holes or did he? Because he's not very good at cutting drywall, if that's the case. If it was you, though, I take my words back. Cut 2 inches on either side of the joist. So yeah, you literally have to. Why would he do that? Does he not know how houses are built? Today's your husband's birthday. Happy birthday, Katniss's husband. We wish someone else happy birthday earlier too. One of my favorite humans that I used to work with. That's Sam's boss now. Flank steak tacos is money. That is ridiculous, Annie. He obviously doesn't know how far apart studs and stuff are. That's like when we went to one house to repair the drywall, and they figured out how to do the hole for the plumbing behind the sink by making a square first. And it's just like, oh wow. That hurt my brain to see the math written on the wall and see how they calculated where to cut the hole. It was like, that even hurt my brain, and I'm not good at math. Okay, let's grate our cheeses. And then 6 minutes left on the timer before we can check on the corn. So maybe our crust and stuff will be ready for dessert. We can top it and then pop it in the freezer. Nice thing about hard cheeses is they grate up so easily. And this little chunk, I'm sure, is gonna be more than enough. No, electricians do that, Bonk. Like when we were working in restoration, electricians are known for making a mess and literally never cleaning it up. They'll leave all their wire strip pieces everywhere. They'll do what like Annie has to deal with, just like create the biggest holes. And then they just leave that for the drywall person to fix afterwards, because it's like that's not my job sort of thing. It's unfortunate that some are like that, because like everyone that works in the trades should all work together and take care of each other. Make everyone's life easier. Yes, frozen butter to grate as well. That's a good one, Paloozer. Yeah, right, Katniss? Electricians are notorious. It's so funny how it's just like known. It's true, Carses. We see a grater. Usually good things happen with the grater. That's what dogs know, right? I don't know if you guys have dogs or cats, but as soon as we'd take out the cheese grater, didn't even matter what we were using it for. The dog was just there, right there. It's like, hi, hello, I'm here for grating services. You're actually a dog, now you know. Yes, the little wire ties everywhere. So definitely don't walk around with bare feet after the electrician comes to your house, because you can get some copper in the sole of your foot real quick. I mean, we just learned yesterday what happened up at camp with Sam. The electricians were there for 30 minutes off of the plane. It took them 30 minutes to cut through the entire internet Wi-Fi line. That's it, 30 minutes they were there. You're hilarious, Carses. Interesting, yet it is. One outlet for each room in the houses you've lived in? That's terrifying. Actually terrifying. And yeah, the finger grating action, especially if your grater's really sharp. I guess it's better if your grater's sharp, because then it'll just like get a clean cut on there rather than like tearing through the skin. Okay, here's our other like finishing cheese, so we can just leave that by the board where we're gonna plate. Let's check the crust. We got 3 minutes, and then this is probably like pretty firmed up. I don't want it to get too hardened, because then we can't scoop it. Pineapple creamy goodness. I'm totally making this into an ice box. I don't even care. A clean grater scar? It's 4:44? I missed it. That's one of my favorite times. It's still warm underneath? I'm riding. I'm literally putting it in the window. I don't even care. How is the crust still warm? It's been almost an hour. Maybe this is why we don't like Pyrex, because it holds the heat so long. Yeah, I'll just put this in the fridge, I guess. Let's get out. Is this gonna stay? I hope so. Let's get out our pan for cooking the shrimp, and also we can take the shrimp out because we're gonna cook it right away. Give them a stir. It soaked in totally. It got thickened. The chili garlic marinade, look at this. The shrimp's like soaked everything up. Holy. You know how garlicky that's gonna taste? It's gonna be so good. It really thickened up. It absorbed all the goodness. So that's our chili garlic shrimp. We did that second on stream today. So they've been marinating for a while. It's time to get them cooked. Get our big old pan out. Our timer's about to go off, so come over to the stove, okay? That's our grits. We brought these up to a boil. Let's also see. Holy! Look at this. I can't even barely shake them. They're so thickened. So we brought this up to a boil with certain measurements of liquid. I'm just going to go grab a spoon so I can give this a stir. And then I think it just says to bring it up to medium heat now and cook it till it's thickened, but like that already has happened. Can we come closer together? I don't think I need you guys up as high either. There, that's as close as I can go. Whoa! It almost stuck to the bottom too. That looks so good and creamy already. This might be one of my new favorite breakfast items, honestly. I tried to get into eating rice for breakfast, but I just couldn't do it. Look at that. It's gonna be hot, so just careful. Starchy things are hot. I just gave it a try, like when I wiped the spoon off. All of the corn is perfectly cooked already. All of the corn is already cooked, so we literally just have to finish that with the butter, the cheese, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper. What? That was the easiest thing ever. They look like breakfast grits. They look so good. So yeah, it says uncover, bring the grits back to a boil, which we definitely couldn't do. There's nothing else to boil there. It says for 20 to 25 minutes, but the corn's already cooked. I suppose if it was still crunchy at this point, you'd have to go that far. I'm so intrigued right now. And then just to finish them, it says, when the grits are ready, most of the water will be absorbed and the grits will be tender with a toothsome bite. Stir in the butter and cheese until incorporated and serve with more butter and cheese. Those are the best directions ever. Bonk, did you have your breakfast for dinner last night? Did you end up doing it? Okay, so let's stir in the butter and cheese then. We'll just do a nice like medium-low heat. I'll leave one pat of butter for plating, I think. Bring it over here next to the other cheese. It was good. Breakfast for dinner. Oof. Okay. I don't know if we can come any closer than this. But that is what it should look like. So the butter just starts melting in. probably do like half of this. No, we're doing all of it. We're doing all of it. Who this? Anonymous gifter. Thank you, whoever you are watching. Gifting the sub to Yet It Is for 8 months in a row. Welcome in, friend. It's good to have you part of the kitchen crew. You made cilantro lime rice. That's always a good snack for the fridge. And hi, Zeeks. Shrimps and grits, as you call it down there. Bonkhead is over medium eggs, pan-fried ham, sourdough toast with some peanut butter. Yum. That does sound good. Stir the cheese and butter into the grits. These might be the fanciest grits ever. Freshly milled. Whoa. If it's stringy, you know you did good. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the heat now. I'm gonna have a little scoop to see how much salt and pepper we need. It's so creamy. It tastes like mac and cheese, honestly. Why does grits taste like mac and cheese when it's done? Almost better, honestly. Just pop in some pepper in. And we for sure need some salt. We only put a teaspoon of salt in when we boil them first. Whenever you use lots of dairy, you always need extra seasoning. And then we'll just stir this up. I'll give it one more taste, just to make sure I'm very happy with it. And we'll just pop the lid on and cook our shrimps really quick. Yeah, this, if you let it dry up in the pan, a very crusty, sticky mess. Okay, quick. Put that over there. Shrimp pan, medium-high heat is what we want. While we're waiting, just gonna get this little bit of lemon out and I think cut a piece off of it so that we can squeeze some lemon over the dish. You dislike grits as a rule. You don't like the texture or flavor. A whole brick of cheese grated in? Yes, please. That sounds like grits I can definitely have too. Okay, we got our lemon. Let's get our plate. You can have your grits in a plate or a bowl. Just keep in mind that you need like a rim. You need a rimmed plate or bowl is the best option. And then I think I'm gonna use a little bit more olive oil because the shrimps literally soaked it all up. We need more oils. And then the only thing we didn't do to the shrimp for the marinade was salt them. We just did olive oil, a whole head of garlic, couple pinches of chili flakes, and some pepper. I want a bit of extra oil to like pour over the grits after. So it'll be flavored with chili and garlic. Just gonna get my cooking fan on while this is heating. We've done good so far. But usually when I'm like sauteing something on the stovetop, that's when the smoke detector will go off. So much heat goes into the air. Yeah, we like our cheese with a bit of grits. I like that version too. Fromage au grits. And you like your milk with just a bit of coffee? That's cute. We all like different things. We shouldn't like feel bad about that. Bring this over. We're not gonna crowd the pan. So I'm only gonna cook what I'm gonna eat right now, which will probably be like 5. I don't know how many shrimps we have total. 2, 4, 6 there. 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'll cook those 6 shrimps on that side. And the other ones, I'll just wait to cook a bit later after stream. I just don't want them to get overcooked. Okay, I think it's time. I'm just gonna use my fingers to place the shrimp in the pan, then I'll wash them up really quick. Don't want to stack it on top of each other. Let me move that one over. Garlic shrimp are nothing, right? I guess they keep making the shrimp on steak night up at camp. They keep boiling the shrimp and then just like covering it in Cajun spice, so you can't even taste the shrimp anymore. It's so spicy. And the guys are just getting so upset. They're like, just keep the shrimp plain. What is wrong with that? Or if you're gonna do anything, just put garlic with it. These are so nice and big. I usually flip them when I can see the one side already getting pink. And then from here, it really doesn't take long. I usually just turn the pan off, honestly. And let them finish cooking that way. And yeah, they're totally doing it wrong. You boil the shrimp in the spices. You don't just pour on the Cajun afterwards. But yeah, just a little bit sprinkled. No, I guess they're just like doused. I'll never forget on the island, our friend Zach, you guys remember him and his dad Paul would always come over for visits. So the first time we ever did like a crab and shrimp boil for them, because we have Tony Chachere's and we have Old Bay, which is 2 things you can't get in Canada. He loved it so much, and he doesn't even like spicy food, that we made him like a mixture of the Old Bay and Tony's to take home for when we left, so that they can do their own crab boils on the island when we're not there. Hey, how is this? They all feel really nice and firm. So I'm just gonna take it out of there. Did I get rid of my fork? I did. And then we'll come over and plate. I'll just do a sprinkle of salt. It looks like we might have got a bit of yummy chili garlic oil. Chili flake in the throat. That's when you know. You cannot get Old Bay in Canada. That's a special order, usually from like Amazon, I would say. Look at them. Juicy shrimps. And you know you cooked them really nice when they didn't just like shrink up to nothing. It didn't just shrink up to nothingness. Okay. After this... Wait, should we plate it now? I think we'll plate it, yeah, and taste it, and then we'll finish our dessert. And we might actually have to taste the dessert tomorrow on stream. Oh, I'm scraping that up, don't worry. The sauce, that's why we poured extra oil in. Okay, so here's the grits. A nice pile of that in the middle of the plate. A little more. Like that. put the shrimp on next, I think. First, I'll just do my little salt sprinkle. What? Hello. Thank you for the raid, everyone. Perfect timing. We're just plating up. How was your stream? Eat at Dad's. I want to come eat at Dad's. What did you do? I know this person. Hi, Shayna. Good to see you. Had to get in before plating. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm just gonna plate these with my hands. I hope that's okay. We are plating up some freshly milled today with our grain mill. Some cheesy grits. I literally just finished cooking the chili garlic shrimps. I call them shrimps because I'm like that. How do I want to put that on there? What did you make? Ooh, that is always a good idea. Yeah, doing like a kitchen inventory. That's always been like a topic recently on our streams. Is like just how expensive groceries are these days. So yeah, doing something like that honestly helps so much. Okay, first, chat was just bugging me about pouring the like extra sauce or garlicky chili oil from the shrimp pan. Thanks for the follow. Cheese, please. So like, look at that. So we're just gonna do a little spoon over. Crispy garlic bits. And the oil for sure got spicy, I would say. Okay, I'm gonna put a pat of butter in the center. Let's see how fast it decides to melt. I waited a little bit for that reason. And then, so we were using 2 cheeses today. In the grits, we mixed in a creamy Havarti. And then I also have this aged Gouda, which I probably should have put on before the shrimp, but hey, sometimes we forget. So I'll just put it around the plate. Because it's more of a garnishing cheese anyways. So 1 cheese is creamy, 1 is salty. And then lastly, just to finish, cut through the richness, just a bit of lemon juice. I put like splatter on the plate, but I don't even care. Okay, I just gotta take a photo. And yes, there was a good amount of butter and cheese in the grits, it's true. Just gonna get rid of this other camera. Always gotta take a photo for the gram. That's the wrong way. It's so dark in here. What is it? The sun is setting? It's the middle of winter? It's not even winter time yet. The cheese almost looks like lemon zest. Is that an accurate description? Let's see what happens if I go this way instead. And the grits look pretty nice and firm, I will say that. Okay, I want to try this. Look at that. Just gonna take the scrimpies off. So you can mix all the goodness in. And I'm going to eat one. I'm going to eat one right now. How long did those cook? Like, not even 2 minutes, we can say. We marinate these in fresh minced garlic and chili flakes and just some olive oil and black pepper for like 2 hours, I would say. And then we cooked them. The garlic flavor is so good. And like the aged cheese, it almost tastes like a Caesar salad together like that. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so mix this up. I really like the burst of lemon flavor too with the shrimp. It was really nice and refreshing. Yum. It's so creamy and good. By far the best grits I've ever had. The best. Even from a restaurant, this is better. I don't know if it's because we milled it ourselves or what. Yeah, get your forks. Thank you, Oshia4 for the follow. And Harsted, you've never had shrimp before. You're kind of weird about the texture of seafood. I always have this rule of trying something once. And then you can decide from there if you don't like it or not, right? Wow. I love the hit of black pepper in the corn. This turned out really good, chat. We were also talking earlier about like how grits can be a good breakfast food. They're really good with eggs. Whether it's like a scrambled egg or a poached egg or even a fried egg on there would be good too. This is like one of the best things I've honestly made in a long time. And you guys know that I actually don't say that all the time. I don't say that at the end of every stream. There's a lot of love in here though. Is it butter though, or is it love? Let's be honest. I'm gonna destroy this. And I don't often eat my whole plate. Butter is love, right? You haven't tried escargot or octopus though? No, you gotta do those ones. I'm totally making these again. I can't wait to cook this for Sam. Yes, Muhalo, we can totally say that garlic and butter makes the world go round. And the shrimp have like this perfect little kiss of heat on your tongue from the chili, where it's like there and it warms you up, but you don't just like have a spicy palate after. You can still taste everything else. Okay, let me get this crust that we've been waiting to cool for... At this point, it honestly feels like 5 billion years. Holy, it's actually cooled. Turns out you just have to put it on the windowsill. And then we're gonna finish our dessert. This is a graham crumb base, and it's actually gluten-free. I can't stop eating it, what the heck? And this was par baked. It looks weird because it was gluten-free graham crumbs. And then this is our concoction of, it's like a pineapple sort of no-bake cheesecake, let's say, is the best way to describe it. We used fresh pineapple today. We whipped our own cream. We might have some extra of this filling, so I'm not gonna pour it all in right away because it'll be hard to serve tomorrow. But it definitely looks like we won't be able to taste this until tomorrow's stream. No, that means I have the torture of like waiting an entire whole day before even I get it. And like I know it lives here. It lives in this house. How am I not supposed to touch it? We can do a little bit more. Go a little bit thicker on the layer. Holy, what am I doing? Making a mess? Have to wipe that up. Definitely seal up the edges. Should I just put it all? I'm committed. We're going for it. I don't even care. I gotta just eat a spoonful of the fill-in today. Okay, I'll clean the spatula after. Usually you use a Cool Whip though, and I like real whipping cream instead. So that might be why it's not as stable at this temperature. Okay, I need to wipe this. We made a mess. Do it? I will. It's such a good combo, even by itself. So yeah, we made more of like an icebox style cake. Which an icebox cake is creamy like this. It's called icebox because you put it in the freezer, right? So it almost goes like ice cream-esque. Just give it like a little pat on the board to get any air bubbles out. Fridge it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna give it a wrap and then... It almost tastes like a pina colada. Mmm. It's better if you get it all over your face. You gotta freeze it. So I'll pop it in the fridge right now. And then tomorrow on stream, or like tomorrow before stream, I'll pop it in the freezer for, let's say, an hour so that we can taste it first thing. I don't want to wait. There's literally no Samo around to help with utensil cleanup or anything other than any other cleanups. This is gonna be good though. Pineapple delight. Kind of like a no-bake cheesecake, but with a small amount. Maybe if we put more cream cheese in, because there was only 4 ounces, which is like half a brick. Like personally, I would have used a whole brick. So this is where we can say like recipes are just a guideline. Okay, that's safe. It's safe. We did it. Another tasty stream complete. And yeah, the comfort foods are trending, we can say. 'Tis the season. We can also say this is gonna be quite satiating because of all of the fat in here. It'll fill you up real quick. Like the fact that it was just cooked in water and then we just put butter and cheese with it. That's so simple. So simple. I know, like when you can't help, you're just like humming when you're eating it. More than pasta, food truck. Should we go raid Chef Steve? Who else is cooking? It's me, I'm cooking. Or if anyone has any suggestions, I take those too. Someone's making donuts that look really good. Got anyone else on? I think that's it. Where is everyone this weekend? Oh, you were away for an hour. Raid play in the mud? What are they playing? Oh, what? Live pottery? It's happening. Good one, Katniss. That sounds like so much fun. Okay, friends, I set it up. I set up the raid. Thank you for being here today. Taking time out of your weekend to spend it with me. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good rest of the day or night wherever you are in the world. And we will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific for another cooking stream. It's the last one of the week, so make sure you stop by. We're making a... Wow. I totally did change the command. If you want, I can send you a photo of it right now. Stream Elements has some issues though. I literally deleted that command from yesterday and made my own shrimp one today. So I'm just like not gonna think about it. But anyways, we are cooking up again tomorrow. Oh, technology. Interesting. I also woke up today to my computer being on that I shut off last night. So yeah, there might be a ghost around. I don't know. But we are gonna cook a wild mushroom risotto from dried wild mushrooms that I once upon a time foraged. We're gonna make a cream from that and then make a risotto from there and then turn it into a delicious brunch dish with a poached egg on top. And I forget if there's something else tomorrow too. But yeah, that's tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. Thank you guys for all your contributions today, and I hope to see you then. Love you. Bye.